biometrics at elections, clean voters list, and an overhaul of GECOM. I don't want no one bluffing because I'm telling you, giving favorites, friends, and family contracts. Patterson and Corentyne mother, 4 children perish in early morning blaze. 17-year-old escapes unharmed. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Tuesday 12th November 2024 edition of the HGP Nightly News. At this hour, we will tell you that the opposition political parties say they will be relentless in their call for the use of biometrics and a clean voters list at the 2025 polls. Travis Chase reports on a peaceful picketing exercise on a Tuesday outside the Guyana Elections Commission's Kingston head office.
The joint opposition mounted picket action in front of the office of the Guyana Elections Commission on Tuesday as demands increase for each voter at the upcoming general and regional elections to be digitally fingerprinted and verified at the polling place to avoid voter impersonation or multiple voting. On the picket line was leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton. He believes that the implementation of biometrics and the clean voters list at the upcoming elections are necessities to ensure a credible election process.
So it's a package. Biometrics, clean voters list, and an impartial elections commission in which the employees that are there are chosen for their professional competence rather than their political allegiance.
The PNCR leader was asked to respond to comments from General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Barra Jagdeo, who said that his party would support the introduction and funding of enhanced biometrics if the Guyana Elections Commission makes such a decision.
And therefore, for him to say that to me is really misplaced. The reality is that the PPP controls the GECOM as presently structured. They have destroyed the approach which used to be. Government has, opposition has, and then the chairman acts as an impartial person. Right now, the chairman is compromised.
Leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, said he does not agree with GECOM's Chief Elections Officer, Vishnu Prasad, who made the excuse that the introduction of biometrics would be a long process.
GECOM already has a data bank of the fingerprints of all the registrants because they take those fingerprints when people are being registered. So they have that. If they want an improved collection of fingerprints, that can be done in less than 6 months.
In fact, the GECOM Chief Elections Officer did say that the election body's feasibility study revealed that while biometrics technology offers the promise of increased data security and efficiency in the electoral process, issues such as privacy concerns, technical limitations, logistics, potential exclusion, maintenance, training, and cost implications must not be overlooked.
If GECOM supports biometrics, then we're good to go. And if GECOM is saying that they will not implement biometrics, given the importance of this election, they will have to provide an exceedingly credible reason why they don't do it. This is absolutely necessary for this election. This country cannot continue every election to have a problem with the list, with whether or not people voted, and we've had this since independence.
GECOM's feasibility study on biometrics estimates that the fingerprint biometric equipment would cost US $20.7 million. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
President Irvin Ali on Tuesday issued a stern warning to contractors and government officials over consistent delays in infrastructure projects, stressing severe penalties for non-compliance and failure to meet specified deadlines. More from Carice Gonzalez.
I don't want no bluffing, because I'm telling you, you will feel the pain if you lie to me.
That was President Irvin Ali during a 5:30 a.m. meeting on Tuesday addressing both contractors and government officials whose failures are affecting the timely execution of multi-billion-dollar projects across the country. The president issued a stern warning saying contractors will face serious consequences.
All the projects that were supposed to be completed by the end of this year, and by the end of this year they're not completed, or they're more than 4 months in excess, once there is no justifiable extension, they'll be terminated.
He emphasized that contractors will face liquidated damages, may likely be blacklisted, and will also be held accountable for the slow pace at which works are being executed.
Contracting and putting in a bid is serious business. Because when you don't complete the work, you're holding up an entire nation.
Several ministries have failed to provide a comprehensive list of contractors, and the ministers and accounting officers, permanent secretaries, were also held responsible. The president, speaking in an irritated tone, cautioned them against providing false information, particularly since the meeting was being streamed on social media. President Ali advised contractors with incomplete projects to refrain from bidding on new contracts until they resolve existing issues.
And may the good Lord be with all of you.
I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, in response to mounting concerns over the continuous delays in government's infrastructure projects, Opposition Member of Parliament and former Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson says, "I told you so," as he took a swipe at the government's disorganization and conflicts of interest. Here again is Carice Gonzalez.
Following an early morning meeting led by President Irfan Ali, where he issued a stern warning to government officials, engineers, contractors, former Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, described the meeting as a clear sign of the government's disorganization, citing multiple conflicts of interest that continues to be of concern.
Several things I noted. The contractors' names that kept repeating. Several contractors have several projects, and several projects are delayed. I noted that they awarded contracts, and then they claim that they're still awaiting the official award from MPTAB. I don't know if that's even legal.
Mr. Patterson also pointed out that with only 50 days remaining in the year, numerous projects remain incomplete and contracts are at risk of being terminated. He concluded that the country is witnessing the consequences of awarding contracts for infrastructure development to a fraction of the population.
It shows you as what we've all been saying. I mean, you just award for contracts to persons without the friends and family, and they don't have the capacity to handle it.
However, Tuesday's engagement between the president and contractors also revealed that some delays were caused by external challenges, such as difficulty accessing certain project sites. These issues, while significant, were seen as contributing factors to the slow pace of development in some areas. Additionally, some contractors, especially those in Regions 3, reported that they are yet to receive their project commencement letters. President Ali expressed his dissatisfaction with both the contractors and project engineers, criticizing what he described as a lack of focus and energy. He stressed the importance of increased dedication and effort to ensure these projects are completed in a timely manner and to expect standards. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Dalmas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical, empowering your life with elegance, quality, and key.
You don't leave anything to chance. Every day you click it, lock it, and mask up. Now press, rub, and wash with Sterling Super Soap. antibacterial formula eliminates 99.9% of all germs and bacteria. Clean and moisturize your hands with 4 refreshing and rejuvenating fragrances. Get super clean with Sterling Super Soap.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GECOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gecom.org.gy.
Thanks for staying with us. You with the HGP Nightly News. A booted Mike Pompeo is back in Guyana for private meetings with President Irfan Ali and Vice President Barajagdio. Travis Chase has more details.
We're looking forward to continue to debunk all the lies, particularly with the new administration that will take office in January of next year in the United States of America.
Following that statement by Vice President Barajagdio Thursday last, Nightly News can confirm that former United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in Guyana for private meetings with President Irfan Ali and Vice President Barajagdio, a visit that the government has kept quiet and away from the press. The former Secretary of State, who arrived in Guyana Monday night on a commercial flight, is accompanied by his son and another guest, according to usually reliable sources. Nightly News understands that Mr. Pompeo was expected to depart Guyana on Tuesday afternoon. Up to the time of this report, it remained unclear whether Mr. Pompeo will be used as a lobbyist to help the People's Progressive Party Civic through the shifts in power on Capitol Hill or the White House. But President-elect Donald Trump recently announced that Mike Pompeo will not be asked to join his administration. In September of 2020, following the 2020 general elections impasse, Pompeo became the first sitting U.S. Secretary of State to visit Guyana. The former United States Secretary of State's last visit to Guyana was in January of 2024, where he met with President Irfan Ali and was set to be all personal and private. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Confident that women are at a disadvantage in accessing financial resources to aid empowerment, leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, has announced that a bank will be established to address this disparity.
Women need access to finance, economic support and advice. If you want to have a country in which all part people feel that they count and that their views count and that they can participate, you have to have a system that involves them, and the system must have long-term plans. You can't run a country on ad hoc decisions.
Leader of the Alliance for Change, AFC Nigel Hughes, speaking during the program, The Countdown. He said that the AFC's manifesto will further detail plans for the sustainable empowerment of women.
The only way you can redress these awful imbalances is being able to provide the institutional support now that we have the revenues.
Financial equity and inclusion are often overlooked in discussions about diversity, equity and inclusion, the pillars of which women all across Guyana will thrive. Mr. Hughes said in order for Guyana to ascend to a state of a much quote-unquote republic, change in the status quo is paramount.
So the women from an economic point of view must be funded and have access to funding that will allow them to control as much of the economy as their male counterparts.
Hughes posited that for a long time women have been considered insignificant and have been disenfranchised in key areas such as economic development.
Is that we want to establish a bank for women.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Guyanese companies have now joined a growing list of developers of floating production storage and offloading FPSO vessels. 3 local companies have been undertaking the development of the FPSO Jaguar. More details from Antonio Day.
At the Jaguar FPSO Steel Strike ceremony, President of ExxonMobil Ghana Limited EMGL Alistair Routledge said that the vessel will complement the oil company's 6th project, Whiptail.
Here we are to celebrate the 6th major investment in Guyana, bringing the total investment in Guyana to over $55 billion.
The EMGL had said with Guyanese being offered the opportunity to develop this floating production, storage and offloading vessel factors in with the country's local content policy.
Elements of these FPSOs in China or Singapore, somewhere that would be lower cost and easier to do. ExxonMobil has been able to deliver that with our partners, with SBM, with MODEC as well, is being able to deliver back-to-back some opportunities in the fabrication space.
Vikram Bharat, Minister of Natural Resources, lauded the local fabricators for their risk-taking and investment in a new oil and gas industry during his remarks. The fact that businesses can carry out their responsibilities in a way that satisfies international standards is noteworthy in his opinion.
It is a true representation today of government's effort to ensure that Guyanese and Guyanese businesses benefit, whether it's directly or indirectly, from the growth in the oil and gas sector.
About 200 kilometers off the coast of Guyana, the Whiptail development is the 6th in the Stabroek Block. CNOOC Petroleum Ghana Limited owns a 25% stake in the Stabroek Block. Hess Ghana Exploration Limited owns a 30% stake, and EMGL, the operator, owns a 45% stake. The design of the FPSO Jaguar is based on FBM Offshore's industry-leading Fast Forward program, which combines multiple standardized topsides modules with the company's 7th new build, which is a multi-purpose floater hull. Nicholas Boyer, CEO of Guyana Oil and Gas Support Services, Zaire Hack, CEO of GECOM Group of Services, and Jerry Maxkovaya, CEO of Industrial Fabrications Inc., INFAB, were also present and delivered remarks at the steel striking event. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Tropic Construction Solutions, we pride ourselves on being one of the leading distributors of high-quality woven and non-woven geotextile fabric, geotextile tubes, and geogrids for over 15 years in Guyana. We supply reflective vests, sleeves, quality hard hats, and more for your construction needs. We are located in number 2 Village, East Coast Berbice, 1 minute from Palmyra. Our distribution mechanism enables us to offer delivery across the city of Georgetown. Contact us at +5926-284-077 or visit our website at www.tcsgt.com.
The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GECOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GECOM website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Thanks for staying with us. You are watching the HGP Nightly News. An early morning blaze on the Corentyne coast has left a mother and 4 of her children dead. More details from Daisy Richards.
34-year-old Hemwati Singh and 4 of her children, Kelvin 14 years old, Cindy 11, Brandon 10, a special needs child, and Thomas Ramchatan 2, all perished in an early Tuesday morning blaze. Her 17-year-old son, Kevin Ramchatan, however, managed to escape the deadly fire which occurred at about 2 a.m. at Lot 216, number 64 Village, Corentyne, Berbice. It was reported that the fire destroyed the 2-story wooden house owned by the husband and father of the deceased, Rohan Ramchatan, and an unoccupied wooden and concrete house. The 17-year-old, who recalled what transpired, said that he was sleeping on the veranda of the home when he was awoken by flames from the lower flat of the house. Upon seeing the flames, the boy said he immediately ran to the lower flat using the inner staircase and opened the door to the lower flat where his mother and siblings were awake and attempting to escape but were blocked in and trapped in the blaze. Residents in the area claimed that last week an electric wire from the Guyana Power and Lighting Cooperative was on fire, and it happened again on Monday evening. The teenager said he was not in possession of a cell phone and made a mad dash to his grandmother's home not very far away, since his neighbors were not responding to any of his calls. Clyde MacDonald, the officer in charge of the Berbice division, highlighted that upon his team's arrival, the house was already burned to the ground.
During firefighting operations, there was some information that there were persons in the building, but however, this building was already consumed by the fire. We recovered five bodies thus far. Got 7 persons is living there.
In the debris, firefighters discovered 5 burnt bodies suspected to be those of the mother and her 4 children. The remains were taken to the Skeldons Hospital mortuary and are awaiting an autopsy. Meanwhile, on Monday, the husband and father was arrested by police for his involvement in a cattle rustling matter. The 17-year-old is currently assisting police with their investigation. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
The Ministry of Home Affairs on Monday launched the Do the Right Thing Road Safety Campaign as Road Safety Month is being observed. Daisy Richards reports.
On Monday, the Ministry of Home Affairs finally kicked off a Road Safety Awareness Month activities with the Do the Right Thing Road campaign. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben highlighted that Guyana must join the global community in observing the International Decade of Road Safety.
By 2030, the number of people dying on roads globally, worldwide, should be halved. We did indeed have a difficult year last year, and in the previous years, 2022 and 2021,
he added that although work has been ongoing to decrease the number of road fatalities, most of the deaths are related to motorcycle accidents.
Most of the persons who die on the roads or get involved in accidents are younger people, people between the ages of 18 to 32 or 40. Many of the accidents, most of them are avoidable.
Earl Lambert, chairman of the Guyana National Road Safety Council, said road traffic injuries are a leading cause of death for children and young adults.
Yet 2/3 of road traffic fatalities occur among people of working age between 18 and 59 years. 9 in 10 fatalities on the roads occur in low and middle income countries.
The month of November is designated to National Road Safety Month, and this year's theme is making the exhortation the call for doing the right thing. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay tuned for regional news.
This is
Offshore Diaries.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Haiti. Haitian Prime Minister Alex Fiz-Aimé took office on Monday as the nation's new interim leader, pledging to improve security even as armed gangs flex their muscles with a brazen attack on the commercial plane attempting to land in the capital. Fiz-Aimé was appointed by the Caribbean island nation's Transitional Council over the weekend to succeed Gary Conille, who only lasted in the role 6 months. The council and the new prime minister are tasked with preparing for long-delayed elections amid a deep political and social crisis marked by growing hunger and frequent episodes of raging gang violence. Still on news from Haiti, Haiti's main airport was temporarily shut down Monday as gangs attempted to seize control of the facility less than 24 hours after criminal gang leaders warned that the fighting would start again and asked the population not to go out into the streets. On Monday, the U.S.-owned carrier Spirit Airlines announced that its flight to Haiti was forced to divert to the Dominican Republic when gunfire struck the jet. In a statement, the American carrier said that the crew members suffered minor injuries. It said Flight 951 from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Port-au-Prince was diverted and landed safely in Santiago, Dominican Republic, and a subsequent inspection revealed evidence of damage to the aircraft consistent with gunfire. Spirit Airlines has since said that its service to Haiti has been suspended. The U.S. Embassy in a statement also said it's aware of gang-led efforts to block travel and from Port-au-Prince, which may include armed violence and disruptions to roads, ports, and airports. And now for some international news. Ukraine attacked Moscow on Sunday with at least 34 drones, the biggest drone strike in the Russian capital since the start of the war in 2022, forcing flights to be diverted from 3 of the city's major airports and injuring at least 5 people. Russian air defenses destroyed another 50 drones over other regions of western Russia on Sunday, the defense ministry said. For its part, Russia launched a record of 145 drones overnight. Kyiv said its air defenses downed 62 of those. Ukraine also said it attacked an arsenal, which reported 14 drones had been downed in the region. Unverified video posted on Russian Telegram channels showed drones buzzing across the skyline. The 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine is entering what some officials say could be its final act after Moscow's force advanced at the fastest pace since the early days of the war and Donald Trump was elected 47th President of the United States. I am Carice Gonzalez. Thank you for watching. Opposition parties amplify calls for biometrics at elections, clean voters list, and an overhaul of GECOM. I don't want no bluffing because I'm telling you, you will feel the pain if you lie to me. President Ali to delinquent contractors. Backlash of giving favorites, friends, and family contracts. Patterson and Corentyne mother. 4 children perish in early morning blaze. 17-year-old escaped unharmed. Those are our major headlines for these stories and more. Please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.